chat is just rolling. Let's see who we got in the chat already. Got Bonnie Franz, Running to the Sky, Wade Collins is there, John Wayne, Bill H, Tony Marzano. Let's see who else. Jim from Care PP. No way, that's awesome. John Wayne, Bill H, Tony Marzano, Scuba Steve, Just Wanna Fly. Man, the chat is rolling. Welcome, everybody. I'm going to still keep on scrolling down, see if there's anybody else that I missed. Michael Jasper in the house. Welcome, everybody. Well, this is season 4. We've been doing this for 4 years. Aaron and I just jumped in. What's up? Good to see y'all. I cannot believe we have such a full house. Tonight is all about training paramotors. This is all about pilots that are going to be talking about the training, students that are talking about training that are just in class right now. This is going to be a great show. Welcome, everybody. My name is Sean Simons, PPG Grandpa. You can always find us at clearproptv.com every Monday night. You can also go over to paratalk.org and listen to us if you don't want to see our ugly mugs. We also do an audio live stream on Podbean. So if you're on Podbean, you're probably listening to us right now. So welcome, everybody. Tonight, let's go ahead and introduce everybody on the panel real quick, and then we're just going to be talking training. We'll start off with Jim Sennard from Canada, the only guy I know that has maple syrup smelling money and a print shop that can't print money. Damn it, the Murgatroyd. How you doing, buddy, old pal?
I'm doing really well, and you guys?
Not too bad. It was a really nice day today, but didn't go out there and fly. We're supposed to have snow tomorrow, so
Snow.
actually,
No.
I think a lot of people are supposed to have snow. It's a big snowstorm.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm glad I'm not getting it.
Are you not?
Not at the moment.
Wow. What's your temperature up in Canada? Eh?
It's like -10. I'd be like
Cold?
20.
Yeah, that sounds ridiculous. That's horrible. I see that you got a really cool QR code. Tell us about that. Tell us about what you do. And tell us that, let everyone know that we're doing the spinning wheel of winning things, and we're going to be giving away either a calendar that you guys print up there or a Vortex Arrow if you already got a calendar.
Sounds cool. Yeah, if you follow the QR code, it will take you to the print shop, and you can, if you want some printing done, just ask us and we'll get it done for you. And if you use a promo code, or you tell us the promo code PPG Grandpa, then you get an additional 10% off whatever you want printed.
You know, one of these days I'm going to be worth more than 10% off, but hey, I'm okay with that right now.
Hey, yeah, I don't know what to say about that.
Excellent, excellent. Well, Jim, thank you so much for everything you do. You are our official sponsor on the show, so thank you so much for helping us print the stickers and the calendars and everything else, and the decals. What you guys call it, decals, and we call it what?
Decals.
Yeah, pretty cool. Well, thank you so much, Jim. Good to see you, buddy. Glad that you are on the panel. We also got Will Fly from willflyppg.com. What's up, bud? And if you're trying to talk, you know that you are on mute, right? He goes, yeah, I'm on mute.
I'm on mute. Yeah, so good to be here. I just got back from an awesome Florida adventure, which we'll talk about tomorrow night on tomorrow night's show. But yeah, it was nice to fly some warm air again. Finally, get to fly in shorts.
Well, tell us about the show, and how do we get to hear about this tomorrow?
Yeah, well, tomorrow's show, if you go to ppgshane.com, it'll take you right there. And there's maybe even a special announcement tomorrow night. So you just have to stay tuned. You know, I did finally come out with Just the Tip 6.0. So you can check that out on YouTube. Just search for Will Fly, or you can go to willflyppg.com. I
love that .com
Yeah,
stuff. That's awesome. Excellent. Well, thank you so much, Will, for being here. And I'm kind of now I want to know what's going on tomorrow. So if you guys go to ppgshane.com, make sure you hit subscribe and hit that bell notification so you can find out what Will's talking about. We also got Linda Anderson, our PR girl, our pom-pom girl. I hope we got pom-poms.
No pom-poms because I don't want my my kitty cat freaking out. You know what I'm saying? That could get really crazy. He'd be like, she's being real like nice and mellow now, you know, but she was watching the podcast before the show. It was kind of funny. But anyway, she's being a good girl, so we don't want to mess with that.
Well, let's just do this then to pretend that we have pom poms.
Okay.
Everybody, just do this. We got pom poms. Come on, everybody, come on,
Yeah.
pom.
Oh yeah, Jim, that's
There
good.
you go.
Wow, Jim. Okay, I think I'm going to be replaced for. You're going to be the pom guy here pretty quick. Yes, I need somebody in case I can't, I can't fulfill the pom thing. But anyway, welcome chatters. It's Monday night. We always have a good time, just chilling with everybody. And we got Will doing the spinny winnie wheel tonight, so somebody can win an awesome prize and all that good stuff. And otherwise, if you want to see me somewhere else during the week, then you go on Thursday nights at paraglidingtalk.com. My son Robert Michaels is the host, and I'm always hanging in there in the chat, or you'll see me in the chat all week. But anyway, this is fun. So welcome everybody. Enjoy.
Excellent. If you want to be on the show, make sure you get up with Linda Anderson. You can find her by going to paramomusa.com
That's
and
right.
forwards
Easy,
over to her
easy.
Facebook page. Just PM her and say that you want to be on the
Just
show.
like that, I'll get you guested, and there you go.
We are booked all the way till March, almost April. That's crazy. So thank you so much
Yeah.
for what you do. We definitely appreciate you, Linda.
You are so welcome.
We also got Scuba Steve, not to be confused with the real Scuba Steve. You are on mute, so make sure you
I
unmute
can
yourself.
unmute any time. It's easy as pushing a button.
Excellent. Well, welcome to the show, and you also do a live show on Fridays. Tell us about that, and how do we get to there?
Live show on Fridays. It's all about vaping, pretty much. Mods and building coils and basically getting off smoking and switching over to vaping, which has been proven to be 95 to 97% safer than smoking. So if you're having bad trouble breathing or something like Bill H, then you might want to get into that. But yeah, I'm Friday nights 8 to 10 Eastern Standard Time. You can just go to paramotordude.com. That takes you right over to my YouTube page. Excellent.
Always good to have you, Scuba Steve. And of course, every time I hear Scuba Steve, you know what I think of, right? Scuba Steve, the real Scuba Steve, not the fake Scuba Steve. But hey, I'm okay having a fake Scuba Steve on the panel. It's all good. We also got Chris on here. What's up, Chris? I'm glad that you're able to jump on here and be in the background and talking with us. Are you there, or did you freeze? Yeah, there you go. Hey, what's up, buddy?
Hey, I'm just new to the crowd. I'm just listening to y'all and trying to learn some things.
Well, tonight is all about training and us pilots, where do we go training? What kind of training do we remember? I don't remember much, or do I? I don't know. We're going to find out here in a little bit. But Chris is brand new. He only been to 2.5 days over at school so far, and we're going to be talking to him to find out what he has learned and how difficult it really is. So I guess we can start off with Chris. Chris, tell us a little bit about yourself. And you moved all the way to Arkansas to be trained by that awesome trainer here in the awesome trainer over in Paramotor, Arkansas.
Well, I'm from Arkansas. I farmed over close to Wynn, though, but Wynn, toward Memphis, Tennessee area in the Delta. And I'm a retired farmer, rice and soybeans, and I've always wanted to fly. And so I got wind of him somehow. I can't remember how I found you, and I called you one day a long time ago. I don't know if you remember it.
Yeah, we talked a long time on the phone. I remember.
Yeah.
If you're a retired farmer, that means you already got a field to fly from, doesn't it?
Well, he moved from there and moved over here closer.
Yeah, I moved, but I believe I have enough. I bought a pasture with my house, so hopefully I'll be able to fly out a bit whenever I get good enough.
This is going to be really fun because he doesn't live too far away, about 45 minutes or so?
Yeah, about 40 minutes.
Okay, so yeah, I haven't been over to his pasture. We're going to check that out in a little bit. So you want to do trike. You have a little bit of a bum knee.
Or
And
quad.
or a quad, right? Quad trike, something with wheels.
Yeah.
But you started off trying to learn how to kite. Now, in your own experience or your own thoughts, how well do you think you've done on the first day and the second day of training?
Okay, well, the first day was kind of rough because it wasn't really enough wind, and I struggled, and it really got my knee to hurting. And so I took a week break or two. And then the second time, the wind was a lot better, and I feel like I did a whole lot better.
So this guy at 4 hours on that first day, and then 4 hours on a week later, was able to do a reverse, pop that darn thing up, no
Yep.
problem. I
Yep.
mean, just floating around and kiting it like he's been doing it for a while. We had another student there, and we asked him too. It's like, how far along do you think he is? He goes, "Oh, a couple weeks, maybe a month." That's how well Chris is doing. I'm telling you, Chris, you're doing amazing. You keep on thinking that you're not, but you really are. You're doing really spectacular.
Thanks to you, and I just can't wait to get in there.
It's gonna be really fun. Did I don't know if I told you or not, but we got another trike that's coming in from Kanguk, and I think Bill H wanted one like this, so we're actually gonna get one and we're gonna try it out and see how that works. You were
Great.
able to go around on the trike. When was it that you were here? Saturday?
Yesterday.
Yeah. How did you like? Yeah, yesterday. How did you like that? Just driving around in the trike to feel what it feels like.
That'd be cool. Run around town on one of them.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Riding. Anyway, I want everybody to know I think I'm probably your oldest student. Your PPG grandpa. I think I'll be PPG great grandpa.
I like that. I like
Yeah.
that. We're gonna have to get a ppggreatgrandpa.com unless somebody already took it. So we're gonna have to look on that one, won't we?
Yeah. Or a t-shirt.
You're gonna have to make sure to film that, Sean, when he goes up in the air, because that's, I believe once you go up in the air the first time, Chris, you're gonna be so hooked, it's you can't even describe it because it's.
Oh, I know I will be. Oh, but, I was around airplanes a lot on the farm. I farmed about 10,000 acres of rice and soybeans,
That's a lot.
and had on the airstrip there on the farm, and my nephew, he was the crop duster. I raised him. I put him through school. He wanted to be a crop duster, so we put him airstrip there on the farm, and I was around flying a lot, and he'd get me in that thing and go up and show out. And I'm just always wanted to do it.
I wonder how many people out there that are listening right now in the super chat. How long ago did you train? Just give us an idea. Was it a couple months ago? Was it a couple years ago? So in the super chat, just let us know about how long ago did you train, and how long have you been flying? Whatever one you want to say. I've been flying since 2019, and I absolutely love it so much that that's all I do from sun up to sundown. I fly, and then this is what the second year of being a trainer over at Paramotor, Arkansas, and I just see this going on forever. I cannot imagine myself not flying or not being around paramotor people. Real quick, Jim, how long ago was it when you trained? Do you remember how long ago it was, or how many years you've been flying?
Year and a half. My first flight was January 4th, I believe it was. July 4th.
Okay.
July 4th.
That sounds spectacular.
Your trainer wasn't on vacation for the 4th of July. That's dedication right there.
No, they made sure that they were flying. But I'm not in the States.
Yeah, your
Oh,
training's a little
yeah.
bit different because you need to get a license up there. You have to actually have like an N number for your machine too. So it has to be certified.
We do have a registration number for it. Yeah,
Okay.
it's actually an I number. But
Oh, interesting. So you have an I, we have an N. So we have N numbers together, I guess. So you've been flying for about a year and a half, you said?
Yes, that's right.
How did you like your training? Was it, I'm obviously it's different than what we do down here. So tell us a little bit about how you train up in Canada for the people that don't know about training in Canada and the differences that you may know between Canada and America.
Well, here we actually have a syllabus that we have to follow. I believe that most instructors in the US basically follow the same type of syllabus. But if they are not, I mean, good instructors that want their students to learn, follow these guidelines and make sure that their students can perform the tasks before they get to actually flying. So it's very similar, except that we actually have a syllabus and it's a checklist, and they have to actually accomplish these things before they get flying. So by the time you're in the air, it's like you've got what is the rating there?
We got the PPG 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, you've basically got maybe PPG 1 and 2. I don't know about 3 because that would take a lot of time to dial everything in. But so yeah, we have 50 hours or 30 hours of instruction time flights, and we have to complete, I believe it's 30 hours or 30 takeoffs and landings in front of the instructor. And and then he puts you through the paces, S turns, engine offs, or what is it? Engine failure. And you have to be able to competently handle all these situations.
Interesting. So the biggest thing, and how long is 30 hours? Is that a week long, or is that 2 weeks, or about how long is that for instruction?
Well, it took me, I think I started in April and it took until July. And that's just because of weather. Sometimes weather doesn't work the greatest, isn't in your favor. And then sometimes the people aren't available to do the instruction. And so it takes a little bit of time. But a person could do it in 2 weeks, no problem,
Okay,
if you did it consistently. Because there
gotcha.
is some ground school as well, and that's supposed to be 30 hours, but it took more like 70.
Wow.
Yeah, it was long.
And you have to get your stuff inspected yearly, like
We
your
do
paramotor
not
and
have
wing?
to, we do not have to get our stuff inspected
Oh, okay.
yearly. We do have to we have to fly within frequently. Like we have to be in the air and we have to be doing certain things in order to maintain our license over the time that we have the license. So you couldn't just stop flying for 3 or 4 years and then go and do it.
It's
At
kind of
that
like the private pilot license. I think you have to do so many touch and goes, to keep.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We'll fly you were a GA instructor. What are some of the rules that you have to do as far as keeping your license? Do you have to continually fly, or can you just, get your license and not fly for a couple of years and then go fly again? What's the rules for that?
You have to have, they used to call it a biannual. Now I think they just call it an annual, or not annual. You just have to go up with an instructor, and the instructor puts you through some whatever he thinks is necessary, an hour of flight, an hour of instruction, and more if the instructor, thinks you need it. But that's about it.
And that's a yearly thing?
Yearly.
Okay, that's interesting.
That is interesting because we don't have to do that.
No. It's a flight review. It's every other year.
And that's for general aviation, not for paramotors.
That's
Well,
right.
I mean, even in aviation, we don't have to do that.
Well, you don't really?
No.
Well, even if you, the reason they stopped calling it a biannual flight review is because you could be 3 years out and still go up for a flight review and still become current. So,
Yeah,
that's interesting, Jim. So there's no recurrency training at all?
well, not that I know of, but you have to be up in the air or within a certain period of time. Like you can't become absolutely unregular or irregular, I guess you could say. Like, I don't know what the actual time period is, but if you're not up in the air, say like 3 years, then you would have to go with an instructor and make sure that, and have him sign off on you.
How about that?
Because you have a flight book, so you have to log your flights up there in Canada.
Yes, we do. But you guys have that too in the GA.
Yeah, GA,
Yeah.
not paramotors, thank God.
Yeah. Now, if you're gonna, yeah, because we're talking, this is a whole nother topic basically. But I mean, if you're going to take passengers, you need to do 3 touch and goes or 3 landings in the past 90 days. So I mean, there's some odds and ends, but I mean that doesn't affect us as paramotor pilots, thank goodness. I'm surprised a little bit that something like that doesn't come down the pike for tandem flights.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything, any recurrency training for trikes that you know of for tandem trike
Tandem trikes?
or even foot launch?
In Canada, there is a totally different set of rules, because the only person who can take somebody up in a trike, like 2 people, it has to be a pilot that goes up with you, or it has to be a student pilot and you have to be the instructor. And there's totally different classifications for instructors and different requirements, and there'd be more competency training and stuff like that I don't know about.
Interesting stuff. Real quick, Will Fly, can you check the super chat and see how many people have been flying for X amount of years? It'd be interesting to see how long people have been flying, if you could do that.
Sure, Dan, 555, self-trained, summer of 2017, says he's been flying ever since. Mad Sloper's first PPG flight, September 2022. But his first paragliding flight was May of 21. Let's see. Anyone else? That's all I see so far, unless I need to go up further. I think that's all that responded. I can tell you today is my 3-year anniversary since I started training.
Well, congratulations.
23rd, yeah.
And you started with Adam 80, you moved up to 185, and you're not looking back.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
That's excellent. Where'd you learn to fly, Will, and how long ago was it?
I learned
as far as paramotors, because you've been doing GA forever, right?
Yeah, I soloed when I was 16. My instructor was in North Carolina here, and I got several lessons from him. I actually got in the air, ended up crashing on my 6th flight on that day today, 3 years ago. But most of my training was from my local group of guys, kind of pulled together, and I was like a sponge, just soaking in all the what to do's and what not to do's. So I did get some toes in. Do you tow, Sean?
Yeah, we do towing over here too.
Yeah. So I got like 2 toes in, and maybe, I don't know, I think you're supposed to have 25 flights. I ended up getting 25 flights for my training at the time, but it was a little bit of a challenge for me. That's why it's super, super important to find the right instructor, someone whose heart is in it, and he's got your safety in mind. So yeah, I mean, it was a trip. There was a question, I don't remember who asked it. Maybe you asked it, Chris, about what was it like your very first flight?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I can tell you, on my first flight, it took my breath away. I mean, literally, it was like, it's just, there's nothing like it. My first flight was on a tow, but still, once your feet leave the ground, it was just a little, but I mean, it was fleeting, it wasn't a panic throughout the whole flight. It was just that first initial, and then it was exciting. And then after that wore off, it was just like, wow, this is beautiful. really pretty. And then after that wore off, it was like, crap, I gotta land this thing. so, yeah, man, I'm real excited for you. You're in for a real journey.
But when you got up there the first time, you didn't start thinking, oh my God, what I do. You didn't, lose concentration.
No, because basically now all I heard in my earbuds was 14, 14, 14, because he kept the radio, his radio was broken on my instructor's radio, and it, like, how it announces the channel, 14, 14. That's all I heard, But if you got a good set of communication, or if you got a good setup for your communication, you'll be listening to your instructor, and you're just going to be able to.
I feel like if I ever get off the ground, if Sean wants his equipment, if I'm gonna be in his equipment, he probably won't have it no more, because I won't come back. I'll just keep flying.
You're just gonna keep going.
That's perfectly fine. I mean, I think that's what everybody feels like on the first time. It's like, I'm up here. I want to stay up here as long as I can.
Yeah.
My first flight, I told my instructor, let's fill up the tank. I want to be up there as long as possible and come in, sunset. And I did. I was up there for quite a while, and I didn't want to come down. And ever since then, that's all I wanted to do was go fly. I didn't care what the temperature was. I didn't care what the time of the day was. Well, obviously, but man, I flew a lot my first year. I wore out my first wing, and I went to a couple of SIV clinics too and really wore it out. Let's see. Scuba Steve, now you started not too long ago, correct?
May 5th, 2022 was my first flight.
And how many flights have you got in since then, though?
3. Well, I mean, 3 total flights for me. Yeah, the first 2 were down at training, and then the other one was solo here by myself on my own equipment. So that's where I'm at until it warms up a little bit outside. But as soon as it does, I'm gonna be flying like every day. I mean, and Chris, if it's one thing I could say here, you're training for a trike, but Sean is teaching you kiting.
Yes.
And there's some instructors out there, not naming any names, that don't teach that, and it's like very important that you kite. I mean, whether you're doing trike or foot launch, you have to learn the kiting. So I'm glad Sean's doing that for you. And he's got towing, so you can learn how to land. Well, that would be foot launch. I don't know if you're going to tow. I don't know if you're going to tow Chris or not, but regardless.
It really depends on my knee. I might do foot launch. I think I will some.
Yeah,
the motor pushes you a lot, so you don't have to put a lot of pressure on your knee.
Right.
If you handled 4 hours of kiting, you can probably get a launch off.
Yeah, I think I probably will.
Hey, Steve, you've been flying longer than I have.
I have.
Yeah.
Not as much, but longer, right? Yeah, not as many times.
By 2 months.
Wow.
Oh, how many flights do you have in now, Jim?
Hasn't changed. 178, I think it is.
178
Jesus.
flights.
Yeah.
See, Scuba Steve, you need to hurry up and get out there and fly, because he's kicking your butt on the.
I'm trying to keep that newness on my motor. It's still got like 3 hours on it.
He's trying to keep count.
I'll be keeping mine in my bedroom with me.
There you go. So a lot of people do that. That's why I was asking. I was like, why do you have your paramotor in your house? Well, I've got to watch it.
Yeah.
All right. Do we have any questions in the super chat?
You do. You've got one from James. He's wondering what our thoughts are on using a fake frame for tows, simulate weight of landing with a frame and motor for students.
Well, one of the things that we do have is frames that do not have a motor, so you can kind of do some kiting, kind of feel that there's a frame there. But as far as towing, we always put them in a free flight harness, and I think that's the safest. I think that if you start putting on a frame or something on that towing, it could cause some issues. I don't do that personally. I do wonder, though, has anybody else done that? So in the super chat, has any trainer trained like that, where you put a frame on your back and do a tow. I haven't heard about that before though.
I'd be all for something like that. You know,
I'm-
maybe do a couple tows without it and then graduate, to having something like that on your back. I think that's a pretty clever idea, really.
It is interesting. I never really thought about towing up there. Plus, I'm not sure how you would tow with the swing arms, because when you're towing with a free flight harness, there's connection points that you can tow with a
Yeah,
swing arms. I'm just not sure how that towing would be. And I'm really all about the safety of the student. And to me, going up in a free flight harness where there's plenty of cushion and you don't have that frame, you can kind of feel what it feels like to take off. And when you come in, you can feel what it feels like to land. And you can do as many toes as you want to. And once you feel comfortable, then it's just, do some power taxi and see how it feels. Will.
well, I'm thinking though, in other words, the connection points would stay the same for towing, but all I think James is referring to, at least what's in my mind, is just something back there. That's, I don't know how you do it. I mean,
I don't know, because when you do a forward inflation, you're going to have pressure on that, and depending on how's it connected to your harness? How's it connected? I don't know how that'd work. Maybe a free flight harness that would be connected to a frame without swing arms. I don't know. It's probably me and the other instructor would probably have to try something like that before we do anything with the student. However, as of right now, the way I feel, I think that might be one more thing that could go wrong on towing. And towing is usually the first time that you fly and get up there, feel what it feels like, and you come in. I don't think that having the frame would be conducive to a good first tow flight.
definitely not a first one.
But very interesting. That might be something I'll look into. Anybody say anything in the super chat about that?
I didn't see anything. Did you see anything?
No, my computer's over here. I'd have to turn all the way over here to look.
No, Jim, I was talking to.
Oh, Bill H said I used a free flight harness on my towing.
That's what I used.
Yeah. Matter of fact, when we kite with free flight harnesses, because if you fall backwards, it's cushion on the back and your butt, so it protects your back and spine. We do have kiting harnesses, but those are for people that are a little bit more advanced, and I know that they won't fall backwards and hurt themselves. It's all about safety.
Yeah.
Was there any other questions in the super chat, or that's it? Okay. So everybody here on the panel, did you guys get any towing by any chance for your paramotor?
I did not.
Did not? Okay.
I asked him about it, but I think he just didn't want to drag the machine out, or he didn't have a helper, because you got to have somebody to help you out when you're going to tow. So I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and do that this summer. I want to get a paragliding harness and go for a tow. I think that would be awesome.
Well, if you swing over this way, buddy, we'll hook you up.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Literally.
So for the people that only went up on a tandem, Linda, let's go ahead and chat with her real quick. She hasn't gone through training, but she was able to go up on a tandem this last, summer?
Yes,
And,
Memorial weekend.
So when you went up on your tandem, how was that? And is it something that you feel that would be that edge that would say, yes, I want to train? You think that's something that you would go do and be like, yep, I want to train. This is what I want to do. How'd you feel?
Oh, yeah, definitely I would. Sure. That'd be really interesting, to learn how to do that, how to, fly a tandem. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. It was just, it was awesome. It was something that I never experienced before. And it's something like, like you're getting out of your comfort zone kind of thing. That's what it was to me. I was really stepping out of something that 2 years ago, I would have been like, oh, I ain't going in there. I'm not doing that. But once I sat in that seat, and I know how you guys feel, the adrenaline, as the trike is zipping down the field, right? I was just like, everybody could hear me yelling, but it was good yelling, I was like, wah, that kind of thing. And once we started getting up in the air, it was just, I couldn't even talk. I couldn't say anything. I was just mesmerized by everything. And then pretty soon, I'm up there just yelling. I did it. I finally realized that I was really true. I couldn't believe it was like, is this really happening? And I'm up in the air, and I was just yelling. I was just so proud of myself, that I did that. It just, and
That's
like I
awesome.
said, everybody that goes up and experiences that the first time, it's different for everybody. I
Yeah.
can't say, man, when you get up, you're going to feel like this and you're going to want to do this and all that stuff. And really it's each person will experience something different, differently inside. And I did for sure. And it's something I won't forget. And just like I said, I can't wait to go back up again and do it again.
Get hooked.
Yeah. Well, look at 67 years old, it's like, you're never too old to do this stuff. You're just not. A lot of people,
Right.
Some of the girls talk to, oh, heck no, I'm too old to do that. I'm like, no, you're not. Just do it.
Hey, I'm pushing 70 and I'm just now starting it. So
See, there you go. Hey,
yeah.
just, do it.
Yep.
So now that I broadcasted my age over the whole United States.
It's just us. Nobody else listens to this podcast. It's
No.
just maybe
He's
2 or 3 other
70.
people. Maybe 2 or 3 people. That's it.
But seriously, you can do it. You can do
Yeah.
it. It's so fun.
I can't believe he's 70. That's what I'm trying to get over right now. Good Lord. You look way younger than that. I mean,
Well, thank you. Thank you.
you're welcome.
He definitely acts very young. He acts like a young kid out there. He's really gung ho. He goes over the checklist. He remembers everything. When he goes home, he tells his wife, "Ask me all these questions." And he's really, really, really proactive on learning and remembering and being safe out there. He's
Yep.
really an amazing student.
That's cool.
Okay,
That's all
geriatric
I do.
PPG. He's feeling young. He says he's only 69 this year.
So
There you go.
Jim, what part of Canada are you from?
I'm in
59-year-old youngster. It's a
Yeah,
youngster.
I retarded when it comes to flying.
Age is just a number, Chris, right? Look at
That's
that.
right.
Look at you
That's
getting
right.
up there wanting to fly, and then I took my first tandem. It's like,
So
it's all up
why-
here. All up
Why
in
don't
your
you
head.
Why don't you train so you can fly by yourself?
Oh, I don't think that'll happen. I'm having too much fun just jumping on there, having someone else be the pilot. But I tell you what, since I've been on the show with them for like, what's it been 4 years already?
Yeah.
I have learned so much about the sport that it's amazing. I remember the very first early days I was taking notes because I didn't know what the heck they were talking about, but I listened to everything. And then the first time when they started talking about LZ, I was all proud of myself. I'm like, I know what that means. And they're like, what's it mean, Linda? I go, that's a landing zone. And I was just like, it was so cool that I was learning all the lingo. So
That's what I told Sean. That he stuck with me. He'd be wanting to get rid of me, but he stuck with me.
I
There you
want
go.
you as long as you want to go fly. I mean, we got some great LZs. You got a big pasture that we're going to go fly out of. I told you that one of the things that we want to do is to do a lot of cross countries. Matter
Yeah.
of fact, we're going to take off in one place, like I've told you. We're going to stop over at Nick's Barbecue and get something. We're going to fly from there, go to another place, and we're going to
Fun.
land. And we're going to look at all the boneyard. We're going to look at all the planes that are being torn apart and trees growing through them. It's really an interesting thing. And then we just fly back to where we started from. It's going to be an awesome cross country.
Hey, he's only 40 minutes away from where you train, y'all technically could fly to his house and land.
Yes.
That is definitely something that will happen for sure.
There we
Yes.
go.
And I got a pool. If it's hot in the summer, we'll just bring our shorts and jump in.
Not with the paramotor. We're going to land and then go jump in, right?
There There you
That's
go.
awesome.
That's
So
so
what happened
cool.
to Jim? Jim, are you still there?
Yes, I am.
What part of Canada did you say you were from?
I'm from Watrous, just between, or Watrous, Saskatchewan, Canada, just between Regina and Saskatoon.
That's I bet that's beautiful country to fly in, huh?
It's nice and flat, that's for sure.
Yeah.
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 It's
So I-
almost like laminar wind. It's pretty cool.
So I
Yeah.
said, chat, I said for our sport, age is just an arbitrary number. And John Wayne says, but Will, everything I have hurts.
That sounds like him. That sounds like him.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Actually, John Wayne is going to be coming up over here and hanging out with us when the weather is a little bit better. We got a couple of wings that he wants to try to fly. So if you're in the area and you want to try some different wings, you're more than welcome to come over and try and demo some wings. We got the F3 that you can demo. We got a hybrid wing that's half single skin, half double skin. We got Lift EZs. We got Gin. We got a lot of different ones. We got more stuff coming in this next week too. So the more the better. I told Chris that I want him to use my equipment because right now he's hell bent on getting a particular type of trike or a quad and a wing. I'm like, before you do that, let's use my equipment, try to figure out, try different wings, try different motors, try different trikes and quads, see what you like, and then you can make an informed decision because all my students, they can use the school's equipment as long as they want to until they buy their own equipment. So there's no forcing any student to go out and buy anything.
Cool.
Wow,
That's
that sounds
that's a
like
really
a
good
really
idea.
good deal.
I wish I lived closer to Arkansas.
Well, just move over here, Scuba Steve, like Chris did.
Yeah,
Yeah, no wonder Chris moved so close to you.
yeah, I did. I'm gonna tell you, I sold my place and I looked forever and to find a place, and I thought I was gonna have to get a tent because I was selling so fast. Before I could even put in a bid, they'd done sold them.
That's pretty awesome.
But
well, you sold at the right time, though. You sold at the right time.
Oh yeah, I did.
Absolutely.
And I got a good place here, and if I ever get I actually got half of that pasture, and I told the owner of the other half if they want to sell it someday, that I would like to have first chance at it. If I get that whole pasture, we have plenty of room.
Well, from what I saw on the Google satellite view, it looks like there's more than enough room. Now, when we go out to the field to kite and fly, you see how long it takes to actually take off.
Yes.
Just a couple of steps when you're foot launching.
It's plenty of launch. I just don't know about a quad or a track.
Right. But you'll be able to find out here, and that's why I said use my equipment. You'll see how much room that you need to fly. I'll come over and we'll check out your place, and I'll bring the paramotor and the trikes and stuff and see how it works, see how it feels. So
I'm ready.
I'm all about new
LZs. If he puts you on a trike with an Atom 80, it might take you a long field to take off.
You would think so, but not really much. It
Really?
doesn't take that much more. Yeah, I've tried it with 80 and the 185 and the 220. Obviously, the 220 is going to get up a lot quicker. It takes a little bit longer for the 80, but believe it or not, big old 250 boy, 250-pound boy can foot launch an Atom 80 and trike with an Atom 80.
You're not 250, you're 220.
I've lost weight. That was one of the things I was going to tell people. I've been losing weight. I went from 250, I'm down to 220. I'm trying to get under 200. So I'll be talking more about that later. You just ruined the surprise, man. You just ruined the surprise, man.
He goes, I wanted to say it. I have a question though. So when you do, Sean, when you do the training, as to the trike training, as to just doing paramotor training, those are two different things, right? I mean, do you still have to learn to kite first, even if you say, well, I want to train on a trike, you still have to learn how to kite first, or is it a different training? I'm just curious.
Well, the good thing about a trike is that you don't need a lot of kiting, but you do need some kiting skills. Only because for your entire life, think about this, all right? If you have something over here to your right and it's connected to a rope, if you want it to go from here over to you, you would pull it this way. However, if it's up in the air and it's a big pendulum and you want the wing to go this way, you have to move this way to kick the wing over to go this way. So, I mean, you actually have to move the opposite direction. And one of the things that I've found that makes it really easy for people to learn how to trike very easily without any issues is learning how to do a forward inflation. You know, walking and feeling how the wing turns this way and you have to pull one side down, you know, pull the high side down. So when Chris went out there and we did the kiting, he did great forward inflations. I mean, amazing forward inflations. The wing would kick down to the, you know, to the right. He'd pull down to the left and would come back up. And he was doing amazing. He knew how to get underneath of it. I don't know if it's all him or a little bit of me, but I think it's all him. He's really a good student. So I know that once we get him in on a cart, that he would be able to inflate it and stay underneath of it. So the way that we do the trike training is that we don't run the blade, we don't run the motor itself. We actually pull the cart. He does the inflation, and now he can, you know, have it above his head so he can kind of feel what it feels like.
Oh,
Then we're also gonna be running the cart around so he can feel what it feels like to steer the cart. And then we're gonna be doing some inflation and some powered taxiing. And then we're gonna be doing that once he gets the wing up and he's doing some power taxiing. What's
I'm
really neat is that
I'm
you can go in any direction. You can go with the wind, crosswind, or whatever when you're driving that thing around.
If you ever let me do a powered taxi, and I'm gone, buddy. I'm not. I'm gonna go.
That's what I'm afraid of. So we're gonna make sure that we tie you down and you can't do that.
what's
You
power
like-
taxiing again? The power taxiing, I'm sorry.
So the power taxiing is when you actually have the motor running and you
Okay.
get the wing up and you taxi, so you stay on the ground. So
You're in the
you're
trike and you're
taxiing,
just kind
yeah,
of-
yeah, you're driving on the ground
Oh,
basically
okay.
with the
That would
wing
be
above your
fun
head.
to watch somebody training. That would be so fun.
Well,
Oh my gosh.
that way, you know, you can feel what it feels like to keep the wing above your head. Because when you
Yeah,
first,
okay.
Kyle was smart. So when I took my first flight, he didn't give me that much gas. So I had to come down. There's no, I'm gone. Yeah, I had to come back down. He's like, you're probably gonna run out of gas. You might want to land. Damn.
Don't give Sean any ideas there now.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
we're gonna put a splash in. That's all it is, one splash. Now go, now stop.
Yeah.
But
Okay, that
also
makes
too, with that tow machine, we'll be able to use the tow machine to pull him, you know, without the motor going at a speed that will get the wing up and where he can keep it going. Once he understands that and has that control, then we can continue to do some power taxis and stuff like that. The difference between a foot launch and wheeled launch is not really a lot, but there is a trike transition, and usually trike transitions is about $1,500 for going from foot launch to trike. And all my students, they have the opportunity to start off either way and go either way for free. We don't charge them for any transition. So once you're a
Okay.
student, you're a student forever. You get your PPG 1, 2, 3 anytime that you want to. You know, you just come back all the time. It's unlimited training.
So sometimes they show up and they're like, I don't know which one I want to do, Sean.
Yes.
I'm not sure yet. And then they can try them both out then. Maybe they'd rather foot launch or maybe they'd rather trike kind of thing, right?
Exactly. So, you know, you get
Okay.
the opportunity to feel what it feels like to trike, to feel what it feels like to foot launch, whatever you want to do. We try to start you off at kiting, because kiting is a skill that you really, truly need, because a pendulum is just, like I said, it's just something that if you've never done it before, actually, let's talk about that real quick. Everybody here on the panel and everybody on the super chat, tell us the first day that you tried to either do a reverse or a forward inflation. What did that wing do? Did it do what you thought it was going to do? Did you pull it this way thinking that it was going to come this way, but it did something totally opposite? I want to know what's going on here because everybody is the same way. Everybody that I've heard, everybody that I've trained, it's a 3-day retraining your muscle memory. So I got videos when I was first trying to learn how to kite, and that darn thing was just crazy. I couldn't figure it out. I mean, I thought if I pulled it this way, it's going to come to me. Nope, it turned around this way and landed on the leading edge all the time. It's like, what's going on here? It's totally opposite of what you feel. So let's start with Jim real quick. Jim, when you first started kiting, how did that feel to you? Was it like totally awkward? Was it you saw your instructor do it? You're like, oh, that's going to be easy. Look how easy that is. I seen it on the internet. It looks easy as hell. I'm going to try it. I'm going to do it right now, and I'm going to go fly this afternoon.
Well, I thought that's what was going to happen, but
Yes, everybody does.
but no, well, number one, I did not have the trim set properly. There was a decent wind, and I was about 100 feet from a clump of trees, so I had some massive rotor. It was in the middle of the day, so the wind was switching directions on me due to thermals. It was a disaster,
Interesting.
big disaster. And I had no idea what was wrong.
And how long did it use? How long do you think it took you to, kind of understand? When did it like click? Was it the third day, second, fourth? About what day did it click?
Well, I never tried it after. I went and I got instruction after that. And while the instructor knew not to set me up and do this in the middle of the day, the instructor took me to a sod farm. So I didn't have any rotor. They set me up at the right part of the field so that if I would have had rotor, I wouldn't have, because I was away from the rotor. And they told me how to do it all, and it was easy for me. I took it off and just started doing it, and I was blown away. I wish I hadn't even tried doing it by myself.
I hope when you say you were blown away, you meant mentally. That was awesome.
I was,
boom.
yeah.
Gotcha.
I was like, what the heck? This wasn't hard. Why was it so hard at home? And it took me quite a while to figure it out, because the instructor didn't really tell me why. Like, I didn't ask him why it was so hard, but I was always going at the right time of day. I was always on the right part of the field. When I was with him, everything was simple. But later on, they explained to me why, and through this show, I learned all the reasons why I was failing.
Interesting. Well, I'm glad that the show actually helped somebody out there. That's awesome. And you think that it took about how many days to, when you're kiting, for it to click, where it's like, oh, I pulled this brake and it does that. Okay. When did it start to click?
I don't really know. I would say it was pretty quick,
Okay.
because I maybe within 3 hours, I had it pretty good. But most of the time when I was doing my kiting, I didn't have a harness. So most of the time I was kiting, I was just holding the straps, and I was learning like that. So my entire kiting instruction did take longer than others, because there just wasn't enough harnesses for all of us.
Okay. Once you clipped into harnesses, was it easy clipping into harnesses, doing a forward and then a reverse, or did it take a little while to understand that?
It took about an hour.
Oh, okay. So we're talking to a genius. Excellent. That's awesome. Ah,
Smart
The
man.
hardest part was getting that wing up and keeping it up for me.
right.
And also, nobody knew my wing. Like, I have a Mac Para Charger, and I was flying my wing in with the trims fully in. I was kiting it with the trims fully in, and it's not supposed to be done that way. It's supposed to be in the intermediate position, and then you don't get the A's collapse, the front part collapsing as it comes up, and things just work better, because when the trims are all the way in, it's designed to be a paragliding wing where it gets most of its wind or it's from below. So you have to have it at an intermediate before it gets wind mostly from in front of it. Let's put it that way.
Okay, that's really interesting. Will Fly, when you first started kiting, how long did it take for things to click? And when you saw your instructor or we saw the people pop it up, it's like, man, I'm going to do that and I'll be flying this afternoon. How'd you
Yeah,
feel?
I never felt like that. No, but the first day of kiting, I failed miserably, but I did recognize some progress. I mean, I could see that I was making progress. It was more of a feeling kind of thing for me, and you can't really teach a feeling. I mean, there's mechanics involved when you're kiting, but it wasn't until I just kind of went out by myself in a big open area and just got well acquainted with that wing and kiting. I'd say because I did 70 hours of kiting before I went on my seventh flight, and there was a point, I can't really put my finger on it, but maybe about, I don't know, 4 days of going out and kiting, things started to become more kind of intuitive, natural, instinctive, because that really is it's similar in fashion to teaching someone how to land an airplane. It's a feeling more than it is the mechanics of things. And so your job as an instructor, more or less, is to point them in the right direction and just kind of hang out with them, keep them from killing themselves until they get the feeling of the flare and all that. So it's kind of similar. It was a similar experience for me with the wing. So to answer your question directly, I guess I would say I noticed some improvement the first day, but I was not any good. Second, third day, same thing, slight improvement. Right. I was one that took a lot longer, though. I'd probably maybe after day 7 of practicing, I could kind of get things natural, if that makes any sense. It just kind of came naturally.
Absolutely. Yeah. It seems to be kind of an average of 3 days or so where things start to click. And I've heard that a lot. Scuba Steve, how about you, buddy? How long did it take
Yeah,
you to?
I'm not gonna say I'm no special case or anything. The thing with me is I watched a lot of videos, So the forward inflation was pretty easy. I will say that the reverse threw me off at the very beginning because it's like opposite of what you would think because you're in reverse. The main thing that really hit me that I was not ready for, when I went to go do my my second flight, we had about a 10-mile-an-hour wind, and I was used to the last few times that I tried to inflate my wing or take off, there was no wind, so I would hit it full gun, just run and hit it. So I did that in 10-mile-an-hour wind, and I didn't know that wing can yank you back so hard, but it'll do that. So as
Yeah.
soon as the wing come up and hit the power band, boom, it threw me back on my back. So, oops. So don't do that.
Exactly.
That it is surprising if there's any kind of substantial wind. If you go at it running and it comes up into that power band, wham, it's going to sling you back so quick. So I learned right after I did that, then I went and I brought it up slow and took off fine. But yeah, that surprised me a lot.
Interesting. Did your instructor tell you about the trims and how to set trims depending on different wind and reverses and forward depending on which wind that?
Yes, we
Okay.
went through that a lot. I mean, I think Kyle really goes through. I mean, he's like a firm believer in the kiting. Kite, and if he doesn't think you're ready, you're not going in the air. Period. You're just not going. So, yes. Good night.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's really important to learn the kiting. I mean, even with Chris, even if you're doing trike, you still need to know how to kite because you
I
still
agree.
need to have those skills regardless to
I
control
agree.
that wing. So yeah.
Absolutely. So let's go ahead and go over to Chris now. Now, Chris, like I said, his first day, he only did about 4 hours in the morning because his knee started hurting. And then he went home and put ice on it. And a week later, he came back for class and he did another 4 hours. So the guy only has about 8 hours under his belt when it comes to kiting. So tell us a little bit, Chris, about how you felt that first day. Um,
First, the first day I felt totally frustrated and confused. And, by the time that the 4 hours, I started, I felt like was catching on a little bit. But then a week later, the second day started out, we had a little better wind, and it started out, I was getting frustrated. And then they had more students to come, and you had to leave me and go deal with one of them, and left me with the wing out there by myself. So I stopped and I stood there for a minute and I said, now I'd go over in my mind what you would tell me. And then I would think about it, and then I would get the wing. And that's how I caught on, by just listening to you in my head. And then I'd think about it before I'd bring the wing up, and make, and that really helped.
Now we have videos that we're not going to show obviously here, but that we look at on the field. I try to video as many as I can as far as the inflation, so we can look at it together and we can kind of see it's like, so you thought you were just pulling your right brake, but we look at the video and you're pulling both the brakes, right? So that happens to everybody. I say right brake and they pull the right brake and the other hand goes down too at the same time. And then I've had students that say, I swear I only pulled one brake. We saw the video. Okay, maybe I did pull both brakes. So to have not only an instructor there, but then a video to go over what we did, I think really helps a lot as far as learning how to kite. The first day was nil wind, and the second day was a good 6 mile an hour, 7 mile an hour, great reverse day.
Yes.
So which one do you like better, reverse or forwards?
Reverse.
I think everybody does. That is awesome.
Yeah.
Reverse in the right conditions.
Yes. But there was times it would almost lift me up in the air. As big as I am, I mean, it would jerk me off the ground.
Yeah, a lot of people don't think that those wings can pick you up like that, but you get a good gust or something, it'll pick you right up in the air or throw you on the ground, depending on what you do.
Exactly. That's why it's very, very, very important, especially when you're starting to do reverses. You have someone that is there next to you, next to the student, that can hold on to the harness. So in case you do get plucked a little bit, it's like, all right, come back down. There you go. Good for you. And you get some really nice air too. And when you get some that really good laminar, 6 to 8, and you're able to do that reverse turn around, I can go like this and push someone at a walking speed, and they're about 10 feet up as I'm just walking. They can stay up there and really get to feel, pulling a little bit of right, pulling a little bit of left, feeling what it feels like to flare. So you can get a little bit of air when you're only out in 6 to 8 miles an hour, especially if you have a bigger wing that will allow that to happen.
Regular question for you guys. 68 miles an hour, where you fly, does the wind pick up as you get higher?
Yes, usually winds aloft, it's a little bit higher. Matter of fact, last time we went out, where we train on this particular sod farm, it can be like 5 miles an hour on the ground, and you go up to 1,000 feet, and it's 30 miles an hour. And one of the things that Chris saw was the student was going up and doing some touch and goes, and he went up high enough to where he was parked. And Chris thought that was the coolest thing ever.
Oh my God, that was, I just couldn't stop looking at him. It was just amazing.
I hate that. I don't like to fly on those days simply because I feel like I'm going nowhere. I just look at the ground and then I'm like, oh, will I ever get back?
Gotta be the coolest feeling though. I can't wait.
It is. And that's where you learn how to play with your trim settings and how to play with your speed bar.
One of my first flights, I went to a little town, and it took me 55 minutes to get to this town. And I thought, wow, it's a lot further than I thought it was. It took me 5 minutes to get back.
Yep. Yep. But you did it right though. You went into the wind. You took off from your LZ into the wind. That's what you're supposed to do. And then when you turn around, whoop, hey, you're back already. It's awesome.
Yeah, I was going 50 mile an hour on the way back.
That is so cool.
cruising.
Now you know that
Ground
if you
speed is a thing.
what's that, Will?
I said ground speed is a thing.
It really is. Now you can get lower and let your trims out and be able to penetrate that speed a little bit lower. The higher you go, sometimes you can have the trims out and speed bar and still fly backwards, which is cool nonetheless.
Yeah, okay, there's a good one. I was watching my wind speed. I came in to land. I was watching my wind speed and I was going in like a loop, kind of going, I'd come down and I'd go forward and then I'd go up and then I would go backwards. And I was thinking, I was trying to get my speedometer on my phone to go to 0. And then I thought, oh, it would be cool if I could get it to go negative. Well, you can't go negative.
Yeah.
Because you're going backwards at a speed. It doesn't know if you're going forward or backwards.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But your ground speed could go negative.
Yeah, well, it still goes positive. You're just going the other direction.
Yeah. Our instruments don't know if you're going forward or backward, right?
That's right. Yeah, the
Yeah.
ground speed. I've been there too. And that's kind of
I was looking at the phone. I'm like, I'm sure I'm going backwards. Why is it not negative? Now I know.
it's kind of a spooky feeling when you first do that, when you hit 0 ground speed. It's kind of weird, but it happens.
So, Chris, when are you going to train some more with Sean? I'm just wondering, or when are you going to have any kind of long period of time devoted to go over there and train?
Whenever he tells me, I'm ready.
I'm available from sunup to sundown 7 days a week, no matter what. If the weather is good, we go out and fly. If the weather's not good, we go to the Paramotor facility and work on motor maintenance, go over videos. There's a ton of videos to do. Did hang check, and kind of felt what it felt like to go. We didn't have the opportunity to put on the goggles to do the 360 because we ran out of time because we had to go cook some steak and have a steak cookout, which is good.
Yeah, but actually I'm trying to wait on my appointment with Ortho Arkansas in Little Rock to get a gel injection in my knee before I go back, hopefully.
Okay, well, Sean said it's about to snow there anyway, so I don't think.
I think it's going to snow like a lot of places. It seems like we got a big. Jim has sent down a lot of cold stuff from Canada, and we're catching it. Damn it, Jim!
Yeah, it's coming here too. I see
Wow.
all the blue lines. No snow, 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 snow.
It skips Virginia. It goes all the way to Virginia and then just goes up above it. It always skips our state, which is fine.
Yeah, I don't want snow either. So, Will, how many people are watching, and how many thumbs up do we have? Are we ready to spin that wheel?
We are. I do have a question. So we have a total of 20 thumbs up, and I don't know why I can't find the number watching.
39 watching.
39 watching. Yeah, and 21 thumbs up. Thank you.
Cool. Thanks.
Yeah, I was going back through the chat. I want to make sure no one thinks I'm ignoring them, but there were some more responses that I didn't see. James has been flying for 3 years. Tony Marzano, March of 21. I think I said John Wayne, but he's been flying 3 years. Bill H, November 2019, and just want to fly around 3 years. But here's my question. I'm kind of curious because you moved. I mean, you made a pretty serious commitment, Chris, to your training. But did you just wake up one day and say, I want to fly? Or has it been a lifelong dream? How did that all come about?
It's been a lifelong dream. I actually soloed years ago, but then I guess life hit and I just didn't follow through and get my license. But it's just something I've always wanted to do. I've even dreamed about it when I was farming, how neat it would be to be able to fly over your crops and, and inspect them and your rice fields and stuff. And just never did. Always too busy, putting 4 kids through college and never taking time for myself. And and now that I'm retired, and I said, what the heck, I'm getting bored. So I decided I'm going to do it.
I think because Will's flown planes before, right? It's a totally different experience, isn't it, with a paramotor? Because in a plane, you have the whole cockpit and everything around you, but in a paramotor or a trike, it's just like wide open.
Yeah,
Do you find that?
I do. I
Case?
mean, if you're wanting to experience the joy of flight, nothing comes closer than well, maybe paragliding, but paramotoring is just like hands down a much better flying experience to me for just the flight. Just the feeling of flight. You can't beat it.
Yeah, and that's what I want. I can't wait.
Right on. I'm excited for you. Take lots of videos, Sean.
Oh, you know it. You know it. We got chest mounts with 360s. So if you got a chest mount 360, it's not going to catch on lines. It's not going to catch on helmets or anything. It's one of the safest way to have a student go up there and actually, see what's going on. And then, you can pan around on that 360. It's really cool.
I was gonna be out there with a Segway and in his camera. I got you, Chris.
I've actually skydived a couple of times, and I've also jumped off the stratosphere in Vegas. So hopefully,
Wow.
hopefully I, will kind of be used to being up
Well,
there.
you're not afraid of heights, then. That's for sure.
No, I'm not afraid of heights.
You're good to go then.
Yeah.
You base jumped the stratosphere?
Yes. 108 stories.
Wow. Cool.
Tori Pope for 4 years.
Actually, there was this lady, she buckled me in the harness and everything. And you walk out there to the end of the pad and that you jump off. And I said, well, I want to walk out there and look first, So I eased out there and I looked over the edge, and the cars looked like tiny little ants down there. And she just went behind my back there. She's standing behind me. She went by, give me a little nudge. Buddy, I screamed and yelled all the way to the ground. It was hilarious.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I told Chris that the only time that I ever did any bungee jumping was up in Canada. And
oh God.
I did. I when I was younger, I was in Canada. I love Canada. I love my loonies and toonies, and had a blast up there, and found some places, or found a place that did bungee jumping. Well, it was kind of out of my budget, and one of the things that they had is, well, they had a what do we call it? They had a special.
Remember, we got ladies on here now.
Yeah, they had a special that if you did it nude, you didn't have to pay. So I bungee jumped for free. That's my story.
You did not.
What about the bruise? Tell us about the bruise.
We're not saying that. No, we're not talking about bruises. No, no bruises. No, that's a private conversation, sir.
Oh my God.
Yeah. If you ever bungee jump nude, you should at least wear a cup. It's horrible. Anyway, do we have any more questions in the super chat or anything before we spin the spinning wheel of winning things?
I don't.
See
Yeah, Tony Marzano wants to know, what year did Chris skydive?
It's been about 4 years ago.
Oh, so it wasn't that long ago. Okay.
No.
Awesome. If you guys want to be on the spinning wheel of winning things, make sure you say hello to Will Fly. Actually tag him in the super chat. Will, if you want to put it up on screen so we can look to see who is there. If you don't see your name, you got 60 seconds to tell Will that you are in the super chat and you want to be on the spinning wheel of winning things. Now, we are going to be giving away a couple of different things. One of them is a Paramotor calendar from paramotorcalendars.com. Jim from Canada is the person that actually printed up these things for us, and you can go over to carepp.com. And if you want your own calendar, you can have him print up whatever calendar that you want with your own pictures. And make sure you use the promo code PPG Grandpa to get 10% off.
Wade Collins is in there twice, Will.
Is he? He paid me $20. So
Yeah, Wade
okay.
Collins was supposed to be our guest tonight. He went down to One Up Adventure, but unfortunately got sick and wasn't able to finish training. So we're gonna have to wait until he goes and does training so we can get him back on here so we can learn all about his training over at One Up. So Wade, hope you feel better, buddy. All right, 60 seconds and counting. Make sure that you see that your name is on the spinning wheel of Winnie Things. We're going to be giving away a calendar, but if you already have the calendar, which a lot of you guys do, you can also decide to get a Vortex Arrow travel mug.
seriously, I used that on my trip exclusively. It was awesome.
The travel mug, amazing, Grace. Absolutely amazing. If you guys have a free account at paramotorarkansas.com, please make sure you have a mailing address, because randomly we just go through the people that have an account at paramotorarkansas.com and send them random things. So if you want something sent to you, please make sure that you have a free account over at paramotorarkansas.com and make sure that you have a mailing address. All right, everybody see their name on there?
Tony Marzano wants to know how come he doesn't have a paramotor keychain.
I don't know.
I don't either.
I don't actually have any keychain. Actually, I do. If you want one, just text me 501-747-3558. Let me know what you want. I'll find it and I'll send one out to you. Why not?
Yeah, I've never seen that. So
I got one from Ozone. So if you want one, I got an Ozone, I think it's a bottle opener, maybe a whistle. I don't know, but it's a keychain. So if I find it, I'll send it out to you, buddy.
cool. Yeah, definitely.
All righty. If you guys got a bunch of stickers and stuff from me just out of the blue, please text me 501-747-3558 and let me know that you got it, because you probably were on the random list of just sending stuff out. If you open up your mail and you find a Paramotor calendar in your mailbox for no reason, you probably won one because you have a free account over at paramotorarkansas.com and you actually had your mailing address in there. So please put your mailing address in there. How many times I gotta say this? Please put your mailing address. You sometimes it lands on somebody's name and there's no mailing address. So
You just put the name on the envelope and drop it in the mail.
it doesn't work like that. They can't find you.
Tony
All right.
says that you should put it on the wheel, the keychain, the paramotor keychain.
I don't know where it is offhand right now. That's the thing. I know I got one. I don't know where it is offhand, and I don't want to try the spinning wheel and it's not there.
I got you.
Yeah. All right. Let's go ahead and spin. And if you already have a calendar, tell me, well, if you want another calendar, we'll send you another calendar. Or you can get a Vortex Arrow travel mug from Vortex Arrow. Lots of fun things out there.
Who's
And
it
thank
gonna
you. And thank you, everybody, for joining us. I mean, having almost 40 people watching and all these thumbs up. If you haven't given us a thumbs up, please do so. If you want to give us a thumb down, please do it twice. That way we know that it's really bad and we'll do something about it. Who do we think got it? Bonnie Franz? Bill H? Who
Bill
is
H. Bill
Bonnie-
H says he doesn't open all his gifts anymore.
Bill? I know he gets so many. Bonnie, you
Right.
won again? Oh my gosh. Now, just so you guys know, Bonnie and her husband Brian are going to be coming down here in April. What is it? 80 some days left? 80 something days,
80.
guys. And they're going to come down and they're going to be doing foot launch and trike training with us. So they're really excited. Coming all the way down from Michigan. Am I right? Michigan? And then we got people from Texas. We got people from Oklahoma, Kansas, Mississippi. we have a lot of people coming over here to Arkansas to train with us, and we have a blast. And just like Chris found out, we got lots of cooking on the grill. We got T-bone steaks, hot dogs, burgers, brats, you name it. We do some cooking. Hey, look, Linda doesn't have her eyes on.
We
Oh,
better do this. We better do this quick before, because I had to turn the screen off because my lovely cat, like totally knocked over the green screen. So if you guys saw this green screen go flying over my head.
All right.
That's
I'm ready
what
when you are.
happened. I
Will, are
was
you gonna
like-
snap
and
us real
she
quick?
even ran down the kitchen, like
You ready?
scared me.
Gonna count 3. 1, 2, 3. Got it.
Sweet. Yeah. So, congratulations, Bonnie. I tell you what, since I already know that you got a ton of free stuff from us, Will, is this like, I mean, are you like getting just a couple of people every week and just making them win every single time? I mean, how are they doing that? That's crazy.
I don't know. I mean, I shuffle it, I mix it up, and
Bonnie, go buy a ticket. You might win that $1
Exactly.
billion. I'm
Exactly.
telling you, holy smokes, you're so lucky. All you go away.
Exactly.
go.
You know what? I'm feeling good about something. I'm feeling good about this. We might spin the wheel. Will. How much longer do we have you for tonight?
Yeah,
We got you for another 10 minutes. How about this? In 10 more minutes at 8:30 my time, we'll spin the wheel again. So don't go anywhere. We're going
That's
to talk
cool.
just for a few more minutes and we'll spin it again. And you have an opportunity of winning a calendar or a Vortex Arrow travel mug or stickers or maybe a keychain that I can find eventually.
Cool.
Chris, how many things did you win from us? You won a tether because
Tether,
because you were the first one to class,
a pen,
right? You got the pen, right? The Paramotor Arkansas pilot pen,
and I got a calendar.
right? What else did you get? One more thing.
Yeah, the trail cam thing.
Yeah, you got the chase cam and you got one more thing.
What else?
Remember that flag?
Oh yeah.
So students, if you come here and you can win prizes too. So I mean, every day it's like we do different challenges. It's like the kiting challenges, make sure that you're on class on time, all these different things. You win stuff. You walk away with a lot of fun things. So
And I also want a ribeye steak that mine just literally, I believe, and don't let this go to your head, but I believe it was the best steak I ever ate.
yeah. The secret is to heat that son of a gun up so hot, that grill up so hot, sear it on both sides for a couple of minutes, then turn it down low and let it cook slow. And then it's just so juicy, it's so delicious. Arg.
I tell you what, for Christmas, I got a Wagyu steak.
A what?
Wagyu, you ever heard of that? It's
Yeah,
like
very
$100 a
expensive
pound.
steak. Yeah, very
Yeah.
expensive.
No, I haven't. I'm more cheap than you apparently. What is it? And where
No, I didn't buy it for myself. It was a Christmas gift. I wouldn't buy that. It's like $100 a pound, and it's Japanese steak.
Yeah.
It was the
Oh, like that
freaking
Kobe
I've
steak?
ever had.
Yeah, like a Kobe steak.
Yeah, like the real Kobe from Japan steak, right? So it's something like that.
I guess. I mean, they
$100 a pound?
if you Google it,
They're really expensive.
WAGYU, and they really take care of their cows. I mean, really take care of their
Oh,
cows.
okay. I think I heard about this. This is the one that they get massages and stuff
Yeah,
to the cow.
yeah.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
yeah, I've heard of it. Yes. Yep. Yep.
Boy, that
They
was good.
massage their cows. It's like a spa treatment their entire life.
Mhm.
And
Absolutely.
they also feed them beer or alcohol of some sort, so they're buzzed all the time, and that beer or alcohol actually makes their meat taste better.
Huh.
No.
Yeah, well, that's what I heard. Tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong. They get massages. They get the best food that you can possibly get for a cow. I don't know what the best food is. A hamburger? I don't know. And they get some sort of mixed drinks or some sort of alcohol too. I'm not sure exactly what, but I thought that's pretty
Goodness
cool.
gracious.
Hey,
This has been a very moving conversation.
the things that you
I saw
learn,
what you did there. Very good, Linda.
things that you learn on
Thank you.
PPG Grandpa's
Thank-
Paramotor podcast is absolutely insane. I'm telling you.
Was that a pun?
What's that?
A moving
Yeah, it was.
conversation?
Yeah, it was intentional. I could tell.
Probably.
As there's
Chris,
a
you were
cowgirl
saying-
for you.
You were saying you were going to get nervous when you go flying. I mean, honestly, I think the flying is the easy part. It's the taking off and landing that's the hardest. So once you get in the air, you'll be fine.
That's another thing too. One of the things that we really work on when it comes to the students is trusting the thrust and doing taxiing what with leaning back. I mean, you're standing here, but you're walking and you're leaning really far back like this, feeling how much thrust there is. And that is how you run. You don't run like you got a backpack on your back and you're running, cross country. No, this is you're leaning back, it's pushing you, and all you're doing with your feet are just keeping your balance. That's it. And there's no way that you would sit too early doing that, because all you're doing is you're keeping balance, and the thing is going to lift you up into the sky. You run into the sky. It's just absolutely the best way of training is trusting that thrust. If you don't trust the thrust, then you're trying to run forward, and that thrust is pushing you down, which is face plant. We don't want to face plant. Anything else before we spin the wheel again in about 5 minutes? Any fun things that you have done lately, cross countries, anything at all that we want to chat about for the next 5?
I've got some good news. I
Okay.
don't know if it's intentional or not, but the PPG zone, they have the weather thing which
Right.
shows you the direction of the wind and everything. It's still up and running.
Really? On
Yeah.
PPG zone?
Yep.
Every
The
time
weather part is. I don't know about anything else.
Yeah, because when I go there, it says it's been nice. See you later, alligator, or something like that. So do you actually have the link itself? Because if you have the link, post it in the super chat, and that way we have access to it. Now, also, too, if you don't know, there is also, let me see if I can find it real quick. If you go to let's see if I can find it real quick. Chat it. Nope. Sean.
What's that link that we did on about 5 or 6 shows ago where it shows other paramotor pilots in your area?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to find. If you go right now, down to here, it says find pilots near you, pendulumjunkies.com. Click that, it'll pop up,
Pendulum
and it'll show you the whole world. And it's really blowing up. There's a lot more people that are going there and signing up. So like right here, I go to Arkansas and I click Arkansas. Oop, I got to sign in. I haven't signed in on this one. Darn it. I signed in on this one, not this one. But anyways, if you go there, you create an account, you can actually see all the people that are on this site, where they are. You can contact them and say, hey, I fly. Where do you fly out of? And you can get together and you can probably find some pilots. So Pendulum Junkies, pendulumjunkies.com. You can go there by clicking the link in the description. So that's pretty cool. And that's another thing that PPG Zone had. And I really missed that. So I'm really glad that we got this now. This is not my site. We got somebody else that has created this and asked me to share the site. So I shared the site.
So it's wind.ppgzone.com.
Okay. Did you put in the super chat?
No.
I don't know if you're able to do that or not. I
Wind.
don't know if you need to have a wrench.
.com.
So it's wind.
Done. It's in the super chat.
ppgzone.com. And mine is a link. So let's see, open it up.
Oh, there we go. Well, we got it.
Ah, there it is. Good deal. That's awesome. All right.
Well, if anybody I don't know. Should we thank Josh?
Josh, thank you for keeping that up, buddy.
Yeah.
Definitely
Awesome,
appreciate
buddy.
you, and we definitely appreciate all the years of the PPG zone, and really sad to see it go, buddy.
Yeah,
Really.
definitely.
Yeah. All right, we got about 2 minutes before we spin the wheel again. So if you just came here and you're and live, obviously not if you're listening to this after the fact, but if you're listening to this live and you are able to on the super chat say hello to Will Fly, tell him to put your name on the spinning wheel of winning things, and we're going to spin it again. Maybe you can win a travel mug from Vortex Aero, or possibly a calendar from carepp.com and paramotorcalendar.com.
Hey, Tucker, if you're listening, man, your McDonald's video, no big deal, because John Wayne just flew to Lowe's.
What? John Wayne flew to Lowe's. That's awesome.
He got to new lows.
Do you have Lowe's up in Canada?
Yes, sir.
Lowe's Home Improvement?
Yes, sir.
Uh-huh.
Well, I mean, we have Lowe's grocery stores here too.
Oh, do you? No, I didn't know about
They're
that.
not related.
I didn't know about the grocery store Lowe's. Where's that? Just in North Carolina?
You know, I really don't know. I know they're in Raleigh.
Interesting.
Lowe's is actually quite new here. It's only been around for maybe, I don't know, 5 or 10 years. And it's very sporadic. It's not like everywhere. It's only in the really big cities.
If you fly to Lowe's, how many 2x4s can you take home?
How much
That'd
wood
be
could a
interesting.
woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
Oh, okay. So long time ago, I'm glad that you said something like that. It's interesting. Just a fun fact is I tried to make up my own tongue twister. So here's my tongue twister. And if you can do this tongue twister next Monday and you come on the show, you got to do it. I will give you a free paramotor calendar. Okay. How much blood can a bluebird bleed if a bluebird bled blue blood? That's my original one that I made years ago. See if you can say it. How much blood can a bluebird bleed if a bluebird bled blue blood? Jim, go.
How much blood could a bluebird bleed if a bluebird could bleed blood? Bleed blood.
Awesome. Will, how much blood could a bluebird bleed if a bluebird bled blue blood?
How much blood could a bluebird bleed if a bluebird bled blue blood?
Awesome. Awesome.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Scuba Steve.
How much blood could a bluebird bleed if a bluebird bled blue blood?
Is
Ooh,
that
was even better?
Yeah, that's really good. All right, Chris.
How much blood could a bird bleed if a bluebird could bleed blood?
Awesome.
That's so gross.
Awesome. How about you, Linda? Linda,
That's awesome.
want to try it?
She's offended.
Do the woodchuck one then. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck? A woodchuck could chuck wood.
No.
All right, let's get that spin wheel.
Wait. There's a question on the table. You
Oh,
asked
yeah?
about so what's the answer to the woodchuck? How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
Two 2x4s?
As much wood as a woodchuck could chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood. Yeah,
There you go.
okay, just putting it out there.
And if you're at Lowe's on a paramotor, then you can get those woodchucks and bring them home with you.
Come on down.
All right.
The
let's get that-
bluebird chucked wood. There you go.
Perfect.
Say that fast 3 times.
You got
The
this.
bluebird chucked wood. The bluebird chucked wood.
You could strap 2 2x4s to your feet and then,
like
You give them
skis.
stilts.
Like skis?
yeah,
Or
like
stilts.
skis. It's the
Or
right
like
time
stilts.
of year.
There we go. That'd be pretty
Hi,
neat.
Luis. I see you.
Can you see the wheel?
I see the
I
wheel.
see
It's
it.
not spinning.
It
See
looks
if you
beautiful.
can you shuffle the people a couple times? Hit that shuffle a couple times.
Yep.
Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. See, I mean,
Tell me when to
all
stop.
right. Linda, tell them when to stop.
Anytime, Linda.
Oh,
Just say stop, Linda.
oh, okay. It's so fast.
Fingers getting tired, Linda.
Hurry up.
Okay. And stop. Stop. Oh,
Woo!
Ah.
Oh my goodness, that was a
I
lot.
heard today that people, when they're
All
using the
right.
computer, they actually,
oh, so that was just a pretend spin?
no, that was a shuffle.
Shuffle.
Yeah, so
Oh.
I heard that people, when they're using a computer daily, click the mouse 6,000 times a day.
What?
Okay.
Like at work or something? That's the
Yeah.
average?
Yeah,
Six-
people that actively use a mouse.
Now,
Or
what
trackpad or
what muscle is being used when you click a mouse? And is that larger on your mouse
it-
clicking?
the middle finger one.
I don't know. That's pretty
That's the
interesting.
one I use.
Your middle finger to click?
Well, to click.
Really? I use my pointy finger. Interesting.
It depends on which hand I'm using.
Are you
Use
like-
this finger to click.
All right, Linda. I can't believe you're giving us everybody the finger. Here's one for you. Here's a
This
finger.
is how I'm going to tell you.
Did you get Lyft's paramotor on there?
Sure did.
Excellent. All
All
right.
right.
Shuffle a couple more times though. Okay, so what's up, Austin? Lift paramotor. So let's just say when.
All right, Chris, say when.
All right, go.
Round and round and round she goes. Where she stops, well, we'll know here in just a minute.
Man, there's sparks coming out of the wheel that's going
Who
so
do,
fast.
who do we think is going to win?
Go with Eric Von Erich.
Eric Von Erich. I was thinking to say the same thing. Eric Von Erich. All right.
This is so
Ryan
intense.
Tupper, Matt Sloper, Tony Marzano, Angela Preslick. She always wins. Tony
Bonnie.
Marzano.
Ooh,
Oh,
John Wayne?
man.
Wayne,
Cowboy?
Lift Paramotor.
Oh.
Look at that. John Wayne is going to win again.
Yeah.
You know what John Wayne does? He goes, send it to Bill H. And then Bill H is like, there's too much stuff coming in over here.
You're welcome, John Wayne.
John, do you want us to spin the wheel again, or do you want a calendar or something? Let us know real quick in the super chat. We'll spin it again if you want us to, or we'll send you a calendar or a Vortex Arrow travel mug. You just let us know real quick in the super chat. Now you know he's geriatric PPG also, so he goes by two names.
Yeah.
Congrats. Let's see.
Congratulations, John. Do you want something, or do you want me to send it to Bill H, or do you want us to spin the wheel again? And Tony
Probably
Marzano is totally rigged.
Out flying.
Totally rigged. Bill H to spin again. Well, yeah.
Bill H.
So geriatric PPG or John Wayne, since you're both one and the same. Oh, he said spin again.
No, Bill H said that. Did John say it too?
Look, it says John Wayne, spin again. Go up like 5.
Oh, it sure does. It sure does. Okay.
All right.
All right, say when.
Take John off then. So he
Take
doesn't-
John off.
Yeah, that way he won't accidentally get hit again.
Okay.
All
All right.
right.
Shuffle, 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 shuffle.
No, there's another one. Geriatric PPG, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's him also.
Okay, so you ready?
All right.
Go ahead, shuffle, shuffle, shuffle.
Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle.
Shuffle,
We
shuffle,
love you,
shuffle.
cowboy.
All righty. Ready when you are, buddy. How about Jim? Tell us to spin. Oh,
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's
Hey,
all
it's
right.
fun.
I wanted to say it.
okay.
Oh.
So can you stop it and shuffle and let Linda say go?
Okay.
But not yet. Not yet. Not yet, Linda.
You didn't tell you to stop
Hey.
clicking, so who knows when she's going to say go ahead and start spinning.
Let me,
And I just want to say, guys, I really enjoy Monday nights. You guys are awesome. I have a
Ooh.
fun time. The panel is always great. Everybody that's watching is always interactive. I really enjoy really enjoy this a lot. It just makes
Me
my
too.
week. So thank you very much for joining us, either live or Memorex, whenever you listen to us.
That's right.
We our last episode got 2,400 downloads in the first week. So we're getting a lot of downloads when it comes to the audio version. So we definitely appreciate
Sure.
you guys listening to us. You can listen to us by going to your favorite podcasting app and searching for PPG Grandpa's Paramotor Podcast. There's a lot of really good podcasts out there. Matter of fact, Will Fly, you can find your audio podcast on Tuesday nights over there. What do you search for?
You search for Paramotor Hangout. You can find it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, you name it, Amazon, you know who, whatever. Just say play Paramotor Podcast.
Excellent.
No, play Paramotor Hangout Podcast.
There you go.
I got you, Stan Spillman.
If you have an Alexa, you're going to love this one. Alexa, play PPG Grandpa's Paramotor Podcast.
Playing PPG Grandpa's Paramotor Podcast from Pandora. Here's season 4, episode 154.
Alexa, stop.
Mine's doing it too. Alexa, stop. So if you
Well, I
That's
have on
funny.
headphones right now.
somebody's going to be listening to this and their echo is going to be doing that.
Yeah, my
So-
cat's like walking around in here trying to figure out who that is. Who that voice. She literally went to the door like there's somebody there.
So funny. All right,
Yeah.
shuffle, and then Linda,
Shuffle.
tell them when to spin.
All right.
Our cats growl when somebody.
Anytime
comes
now,
to the
Linda,
door.
really.
Come on,
Okay.
Linda.
All right. Wait, no, keep shuffling it. Faster shuffle.
I can't
Faster
faster shuffle. My fingers going a million miles a
You
second.
guys are in trouble again.
Oh, no,
There you go.
I didn't do that on purpose, but
That's all
All right.
right.
Now,
I'm
spin.
gonna go with Tony Marzano.
I feel like
since
I'm at the
he says it's
casino.
rigged.
Well, Angela Preslick usually wins. Probably Walter in Australia, which is going to cost me $20,000 to send him a calendar. I'm going to have to send him the e-version of it, I think. Mad Sloper, probably Lift Paramotor,
Ooh.
Come on.
Michael
Like
Jess,
A-lines.
A-Lines, get me close.
Oh, come on, keep going,
I
keep
think-
going,
I
keep
think
going.
it's gonna be A-lines.
Oh, it's
Looks
not
like
gonna
it's
make it.
A-Lines.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Congratulations.
A-lines
It
win.
was so close to Travis. Oh,
All right, so
Travis.
A-lines, do me a favor. Text me at
good job, A-Lines.
501-747-3558. Let me know that you won, and make sure you have a free account over at paramotorarkansas.com with the mailing address. And I will send you out either the calendar or the Vortex Aero travel mug. You just let me know what you want. Anyway, what an amazing evening. What an amazing podcast. I learned a lot. Like, $100 an ounce steak. Holy crap.
No, a pound.
Oh, well, that's so cheap. What are you talking about, sir? If it's only
Jeez, I'm hungry.
a pound. Is that American or Canadian?
That's American.
That's a lot of loonies and toonies, ain't that, Jim?
Why do they call it Canadian bacon?
Cover that next week, Linda.
Okay.
French fry.
Jim,
Right?
Jim, why do they call it Canadian bacon?
I don't know. We call it back bacon.
Huh.
I
There
mean, they
you
don't
go.
say American bacon. I grew up, in my daddy's grocery store, and it was like, he'd bring home Canadian bacon. And I was like, okay.
That's
Next,
back
yes,
bacon
we'll
with pea meal,
discuss
right?
that next week, Jim. Yes.
John says it's ham, and I agree with him.
It's ham slices.
Well,
but
if we got
it's
country
really-
ham, why don't we have city ham? I'm just wondering because not all
They
of
call
them
that
are-
spam.
Yeah, there you go. There you
Spam.
go.
Bam.
That's awesome. So
Ah,
over in the rest of the world, like we have French fries and Canadian, bacon. Is there anything American, something that another country calls their food?
American
Mm.
cheese.
Hey, you guys have American cheese. And
Oh,
that's-
good answer.
I don't
I
know.
said it first.
I don't know if you guys should be that proud of that, though.
We are not proud
Oh,
of that.
no.
No,
American
no,
cheese.
no. The rest of the world looks at American cheese and goes, "What is that processed junk that you are squirting out of it?"
That's what we call it, plastic.
Yeah, but I tell you what, squirt cheese out of a can, that's an American classic right there. There's not a lot of people. I mean, isn't that only America that we have squirt cheese?
That's the only place I know of it.
I think so. I think we are also the only ones with garbage disposals.
No. You
No?
mean where you have it in the sink and
Yeah, like we have garbage disposals. I've heard that, America is like the only place that uses garbage. You guys do up there?
Yep.
Well, good. That's awesome. I thought we're the only one that disposes of bones and stuff in our sink.
we
Huh?
Like we
you're
really
not supposed to put bones, I don't think.
I do. It's a garbage disposal. Put that stuff
Oh
down.
God, what?
Like-
How did we
like
get
we-
on discussion of garbage disposals?
Because we're talking about American cheese, which is where we need to throw it.
Yeah, they went to garbage disposal.
like we need an easier way to just get stuff fat down our throats. You know what I mean? I mean,
Yeah.
it's just like, that's the epitome of laziness, but it is so nice to be
It
able
really
to.
is. I tell you, I can kill a whole bottle of cheese like that. A bottle
Yeah.
of cheese. That's like a box of wine. Come on, who are we? We're Americans. Give us a box of wine and some squirt cheese. We're good to go. Where you get people over in France and stuff that have the good wine and cheese. We got box wine and squirt cheese. We're close, but
Oh yeah,
we don't win any awards. No, not at
cheese
all.
on a stick. I don't know.
Fried cheese on a stick, right next to the fried.
Fried cheese.
Tony wants to know if they call Chinese food in China.
There you go.
Yeah,
Yes.
UK's
This
got me
whole
messed up.
conversation. Okay, you guys ready? I know I'm on a roll. This whole conversation's been so cheesy. I can't
Yeah, there you go.
But
take it.
Yeah.
I
Very
don't know why they call crisp,
Will, you all impressed. You're like, man, you go, girl. Ooh.
crisp or potato chips in the
With all
UK.
this cheese,
Biscuits or
nothing will be
cookies.
moving.
Yeah. What do they call biscuits? Potato
Yeah,
chips?
biscuits are cookies and crisps are potato chips.
Chris, that's Scotland, yeah.
wait a
Yeah,
minute, wait a minute. I thought what? So what are French fries over there? I thought that was chips,
That's what they
Chips are fries?
aren't they?
No,
Chips, that's England.
the chips are fries. What are cookies over there? Aren't those are biscuits, right?
Those are biscuits. Yeah.
What the heck, man? They're so confusing over there. I don't know.
Well, that's all right. Up in Canada, they got decals.
Yeah.
Yeah, we oftentimes will call potato, like French fries, chips as well here.
Oh, okay. Yep,
And,
chips are fries. Okay, my bad on that. I don't know why I was.
And over in Australia, they call aluminium.
In England too.
England too. I got some aluminium foil. He's like, so what foil?
No, I meant it's crisp. Crisp are potato chips, right?
Not to be confused
Yes.
with Chris,
Chris.
that's on the show.
Crisps are potato chips
Crisp,
In-
right? With a
in Scotland
Chris,
Not
and
not
England.
crisp.
not Chris.
There we go.
Well,
Speaking,
do you
speaking
say
of Chris, I
croissant or
have to go,
croissant?
you guys.
You got to go already?
All
Yeah.
right, see ya, Chris.
All
Look
right.
forward to seeing you
Thank
fly
you, Chris.
soon, Chris.
Yeah, man.
I hope Sean gets some video of it.
Yeah.
Good luck with it. He's
Yeah.
gonna love it.
And
All right.
tomorrow when it snows, let's go flying.
Let's go.
All right, buddy. Thanks for being on the show
Okay.
tonight, Chris. Catch you later, buddy.
Have fun.
Right.
All right, guys. That was really
Ooh.
fun. Don't forget A-Lines to text me at 501-747-3558. Make sure you go over to paramotorarkansas.com. Get yourself that free account. Add your mailing address because randomly we send stuff out just for fun, sending out t-shirts, sending out calendars, the Vortex Arrow mugs. Now I'm going to find that keychain. I'll probably send it out to Tony. If he has his mailing address on paramotorarkansas.com. So
There
make
you
sure
go.
you do that.
There
Can't
you
even tell
go.
you can't even tell you how many times I try to send something out to just randomly. I spin the wheel, press the button, no mailing address. Well, sorry, you don't get
You
nothing.
need a mailing address if you want your prize. You gotta, yep, gotta do
And
it.
that's also too for all the thousands of people that listen to our show, not live. If you want the possibility of winning something, just make a free account over at paramotorarkansas.com with a mailing address, and you might get something in the mail. Why not, right? Who knows? And how many chase cams have I sent out? I've sent out a bunch of chase cams. I think I saw Chris saying that he got his chase cam and his calendars on the
Well, that's
super.
cool.
Um,
Those are cool. That's cool prizes. You know, you gotta do that every week, give those out.
yeah.
You know, they can't be that expensive to ship out or whatever, because they're pretty light, right? The
Well, it's still
It takes
cost.
forever to make one, though. It takes a long
Yeah.
time.
Takes a long time. I mean, I got the printer going nonstop. Oh, it just finished. So I got another 3 fins. I think it takes like 12 hours for 3 fins, and they need at least
Ouch.
oh, I see.
6 or
That
8
takes a
fins.
total, how many, 8?
6 or 8, I can't remember.
That's like a day and a half of printing
Oh
just
my-
for one chase cam.
Yeah. So this is what they look like, and we just keep on printing them out, and we just keep on sending them out. So I mean, here's the chase cam. It clips on here, so that's 1,
Oh.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it needs 8 fins, and then they
It would be
connect.
cool because you could match your wing and everything.
Yes.
That's
So
cool.
we're running through all of the white PLA. Then we have red PLA, and we have blue. So we got red, white, and blue. And you can make your own. Just let us know that you want red, white, and blue chase cam. We'll send it out to you. Why not, right?
Wow. That's what I forgot to draw in my painting. Was
Is
a
it chase
chase cam off the back of, oh,
Yeah.
God.
We also have what's fun too for the students. Oh, let's go ahead and spotlight you real quick so everybody can see. Let's go ahead and spotlight you. So this is what you made this your very self, and what's on
Yes,
it?
I did. I finished painting it yesterday.
Is this a canvas?
This acrylic painting. Yep.
Is that bald eagle flying upside down? Is he doing a loop to loop? It looks like the
kind
bald.
of, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
He's doing acro.
Yeah.
He's doing acro. There you go. Because the
Yeah.
trike cannot do acro, but the bird can. That's awesome.
I think the trike is my favorite. I think that came out really good.
That's so cool. Well, that's your favorite because that's what you fly.
That's right.
I think it's a quad.
And the mountain, and then I didn't want to mess with the ground too much because I wanted to make it look like desert.
Okay.
I thought about putting grass on the bottom, and I'm like, no, this is like the desert, I'll be fly or whatever. So
You didn't sign it. You gotta sign.
I'm ready to try and do another one.
Hey, go ahead and sign it.
Oh yeah, I
and
will.
then-
Yeah,
and
I
then
have to sign it.
And that will be a prize for one of the spinning wheels.
Oh, there you go.
Oh.
Get an original
like,
from ParamontUSA.com. How about that?
Oh, there you go. I
That's
better
cool.
get busy.
That's cool.
Man.
I'm
Gotta
like,
get
but
that.
I wanted to keep that.
I know.
So A-lines that have won, you can either get a chase cam, you can get a calendar or a Vortex Aero travel mug. Just text me at 501-747-3558. You have 1 week to claim it. If you don't claim it in a week, I guess you don't want it, and we'll spin again the following week. So who do we have?
Here's my other one.
What is this?
Well, this is actually it's spackle underneath.
Spackle.
And I just took like a putty knife and you put the spackle, and then I took some bubble wrap. I kept pushing on the canvas with the bubble wrap, and then I had an old brush that was a makeup brush, and I cut the front part out or whatever, and I just dabbed it in the paint, kept dabbing it all over. And actually, these are all
We
the
can't
colors
really
of
hear you. Your painting is blocking your microphone.
Oh,
There,
There
now
you
we can
go.
hear you. All right.
So it's abstract.
Yeah,
That's what
so
my
you can
floor
see-
looks like when the dirty
no-
dog comes in from outside in the mud. It comes in and leaves all them footprints. It's just
Hey,
like
Scuba, push your microphone a little bit closer to your mouth.
you can't hear me either.
There we go. There we go.
You just can't get it right. can you?
I know he's
Dadgum.
trying. He's trying his best.
I was saying that's what my floor looks like when the dog comes in from the mud and walks all over the floor.
Oh, thanks.
Long as it's the mud and not.
But it's supposed to be, I got inspired, it's supposed to be, it's the colors of my kitty.
Oh.
Oh,
All the
okay.
colors of
Oh, I just want I want to do a shout out real quick. I noticed that we got some people that are listening to our audio stream on Podbean. So hello, Mr. Bub. Hello, Mr. I don't know if it's Mr. A or just Mr. and ZYNB. Welcome. I'm glad that you're here listening to us on PPG Grandpa's Paramotor podcast. We're doing a live video also on YouTube. If you go to iflyparamotors.com, you'll be able to watch us live and chat in the super chat. So thank you for listening to us. Appreciate you. And like I said, A-Lines that one, if you want a chase cam, what else? Vortex Arrow travel mug, or a calendar, let me know by texting me 501-747-3558. Make sure you go to paramotorarkansas.com, get that free account and put your mailing address in, and we will send out whatever you want. Anything else before we go? I cannot believe it's almost 9 o'clock Central Standard Time already,
Time flies.
just like paramotor pilots.
This was fun. This was super fun.
Yeah.
Super duper.
We need to have more non-guests. Oh, speaking about guest, Paramom USA, tell me something.
Yes.
Tell me
Yes.
something. Who do we have next Monday?
Andy Fuller. Be in the house.
Exactly. So
Nice.
just so you guys know, Andrew Fuller, he took a month or so going through training so he can inspect wings. So he is an actual wing inspector. He is the guy that actually makes a couple of paramotors. He actually has a third paramotor, so you can get the SkyTap Angel. You can get the Spartan, and he has a new one that he's coming out with. So hopefully he'll be telling us about that. And he also does SIV clinics over in Florida. So it's going to be a really good show next Monday on clearproptv.com. And you can always find us at PPG Grandpa's Paramotor Podcast. Listen to us at paratalk.org. Anything else? We got 5 minutes, so I guess we can sign off unless there is something in the super chat or something going on that we need to talk about. Anything?
Don't forget tomorrow night, Paramotor Hangout, 8 p.m. Eastern on YouTube, or you can just go to ppgshane.com and it'll take you right there.
Exactly. Then on Wednesday, you can go to paramotorgirl.com and watch that show on Wednesday. Then Thursday, we got a famous person that is on our panel, and that famous
So
person
fun.
has a famous person's son that does a podcast on Thursday.
So fun it is. Paraglidingtalk.com on Thursday night with Robert Michaels, my awesomest son, the hostess with the mostest. And then we have Sean, that was the spinny winnie king, I call him. And so he'll be spinning the wheels so we can win.
Not me,
prize.
Sean. Not me, Sean.
Robert always has cool
Spelled completely
prizes.
different.
It's a totally
Cool
different
guest.
Sean. Totally different Sean. The hair is different and everything.
I know. He always has cool guests, and he's just a cool guy. That's, what can I say? Being
And he's your
Paramount,
son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But can I say shout out real quick to my chatters? Thank
Of
you so much
course.
for hanging with us tonight. I so appreciate you. We love having you every Monday. Absolutely love you. So
Right,
much
second.
love.
What
Peace out.
would we do without you guys? You panel. I'm gonna have to say from the bottom of my heart, Will Fly, couldn't do it without you. Linda, we definitely wouldn't have the people booked without you. Jim, couldn't do it without you, buddy, with all the stuff that you do for us behind the scenes, printing out calendars, the decals and everything. And I know we're not supposed to say it, but you got the best maple syrup smelling money I've ever smelt in my life. Scuba Steve, I appreciate you too, buddy. Everything that you do in the background, and everybody else that's ever been on the panel. We definitely appreciate you guys. All of our past guests. I mean, this is so fun. I really enjoy this a lot. And I wouldn't do this if it was just me. I love y'all. You guys, from the
We
bottom of
love
my
you
heart,
too, Sean.
love you
Yeah, I
guys.
couldn't do it without you either, Sean. I mean,
Absolutely.
you're the man.
That's for sure.
Can't do it without y'all. And I appreciate everyone out there. Congratulations to our winners.
Yes.
A-Lines. So, like I said, get up with me. Bonnie, don't worry about getting up with me. You're going to be here in 80 some days. I'm just going to give you a box of stuff. You and Brian, just a box of stuff. There you go. Take it back with you. Probably way more than your paramotor because of all the stuff you win. And Scuba Steve,
There
you
you
do
go.
something on Friday too. Let's go ahead. I almost forgot about you. So tell us on Friday, your live stream on Friday. Obviously, it's not paramotor, but you know.
It is not. Well, I mean, I do still talk about paramotor stuff. Linda comes over there and she's seen. I try not to talk too much about paramotor because I don't want to piss off all my audience. But yeah, I do a vaping show on Friday nights between 8 and 10 called Scuba's Hangout, which is weird that Will's is paramotor hangout. But
Yeah.
yeah, I've been doing that show for God. Well, I didn't start on YouTube. I started over on Vapors TV, but that place is gone. So I've been doing this about 10 years now. Almost
Wow.
11.
How,
Yeah.
how do we get up with you? Is there a .com that we can just go to that goes to your...
Paramotordude.com unless it runs out. I'm trying to decide on whether or not I want to change it to like Scuba Steve PBG or something like that. I don't know. I'm either going to renew this one or change to a new one. I don't
Well,
know.
think about this though. How many people, that might listen to a show that will hear Paramotor Dude in the past try to go there and it's not there,
Oh, that's true.
right? I mean, somebody might buy it and then, have it as a porn site. They're like, oh my God, Stuba. So, be careful about the ones that you let go because you don't know where they're going to go after you let them
Yeah,
go.
that's
Yeah.
true. Yeah, I'm finally remembering that it shows on Friday nights now. It was like
Get my
Jade
papers to
sent me a
fly.
text, on Friday that 2 weeks ago and said, "Hey, we're in the chat. Come on." Oh, that's right. Scuba Steve's on tonight. So pretty
Yeah.
cool. It's fun.
Yeah, they're saying get your vapors to fly. It's weird because I've tried, and I think just about everybody in my chat either doesn't have the money to get into paramotoring or too scared to get their feet off the ground. So there you go.
Interesting.
It's cool. We have fun.
Will fly, don't let your justthetip.com go anywhere because who knows where that's going to go if you let it go.
You never know. Let it go.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's a cool name. That's very creative. Just the tip. That's cool.
Don't do a Google search. Don't do a Google search. Jim, tell us really quick about your company. Like I said, you are our official sponsor because you've helped us out so much with stickers and calendars and everything you've done in the past. You've been on the panel for years now. Years. Oh my gosh, that's crazy talk. Tell us a bit about your company and how I'm worth 10%.
You're worth way more than 10%.
Oh, thank you.
That's all I can afford to give. No, if you want any printing done, come and connect with us through carepp.com and I'll help you out and we'll give you 10% off of our regular price. Simply because you mentioned PPG Grandpa, and we can print whatever you need.
Excellent. Thank you very much. We actually got someone that said paramotoring like the go-karts with parachutes. Boogie Nights joined us. So Boogie Nights, definitely appreciate you for listening to our audio podcast, our live stream. Paramotoring is very similar. We can either foot launch or we can do trikes or quads. And we are under the ultralight under FAR 103, which means we don't need a license. Just like general aviation, you need a license. If you fly in ultralight, you do not. So if you're interested in learning more about this. I know, right? He goes, nice. If you want to know more about it, go over to paramotorarkansas.com. Make a free account. Make sure you got your mailing address, and I'll send you out some stickers and some information. So thank you for joining us, Boogie Nights. Boogie Night. I like that, Boogie Nights.
That's cool.
Awesome. Anything else, guys, before we end the live stream?
That's it.
Awesome, awesome. Well, Jim, thanks again for everything you do in the background and all the printing stuff over at carepp.com. And you can always see him flying around and doing his crazy shenanigans over at careppg.com. Will Fly does amazing videos. His videos are hit thousands and thousands of times. His channel is exploding. And he does a podcast on Tuesday over at Paramotor or over at ppgshane.com. But if you want to see his flying shenanigans, go over to willflyppg.com. Scuba Steve is an amazing guy. He does paramotoring, but he also does the vaping thing. So if you go over to paramotordude.com, you'll be able to see his YouTube channel and watch him fly or watch him vape. I guess he does both. If you want to learn more about this channel and be on the show, go over to paramomusa.com and forward over to Linda's YouTube, no, not your YouTube, to your Facebook page, and PM her and say, yo, I want to be on PPG Grandpa's Paramotor podcast. It says, drop a link in the chat. Go to iflyparamotors.com, and that goes to my YouTube channel. You can also go to ppggrandpa.com. You'll be able to find me everywhere. Search for PPG Grandpa. You will find every place that I am. I'm everywhere. Oh my goodness. As far as dropping the link in the chat, it's Paramotor, Paramotor, Paramotor Arkansas, ARKANSAS.com.
Did you see that reel I did today on Facebook for the show? You know, every Monday I put a little thingy in there to. Did you see it? You guys see it? Kind of cool. Was it creative?
Stuff. You're very creative, and
I love doing
like
that.
I said, I don't know what I would do without you guys. I mean, you're my backbone. I mean,
it takes
you
a village, man. It takes a village, and we're doing it.
Absolutely.
Here you go.
And also everybody that listens to us live on a video or the audio on Podbean, or if you listen to us on Memorex, we just got a bunch of hearts. Thank you, Boogie Nights. Hey, like the show. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And we also are on your favorite podcasting app.
I love hearts.
Anywhere you go, if you search for PPG Grandpa's Paramotor Podcast, you will find us on your favorite podcasting app. What is your favorite podcasting app? Real quick, Jim, what's your favorite podcasting app?
I don't listen.
Will Fly, what's your favorite podcasting app?
Apple Podcasts.
Mine too. Scuba Steve, what's your favorite podcasting app? He's on mute. He doesn't care. How about Linda? What's your favorite podcast?
My favorite podcast name?
Your favorite podcasting app?
Google Podcasts.
Google, Scuba, unmute. What's your favorite podcasting app?
I was gonna say, what's a podcast?
Clear Pop TV Paramotor Podcast.
So Boogie Nights, definitely check it out your YouTube. Thank you, Boogie Nights. Appreciate it. Man,
I've threw me for a loop there just for a minute. Like what?
So what we do here, Linda, we do podcasting. So we're doing a live show on Zoom that goes to YouTube.
Yes.
We take the audio part and we put it on a podcast, which means that you can listen to it on different apps. So there's Apple apps that you can go to, Google apps, right, Jim? Is that what you said? Google apps?
Okay.
You can just search for, or you can say to your Alexa, play PPG Grandpa's Paramotor podcast. There it goes. Will Flies. Probably other people's. There you go. And then Boogie Night says Podbean for sure. Absolutely. Podbean rocks. So.
Okay. So what was I supposed to answer then? What was the right answer?
If you listen, well, I don't know. It depends on what you listen to podcasts. Alexa, stop. Playing the podcast.
Don't be so mean.
Oh, Alexa.
Does she read sign
couldn't
language?
See what I did. It's okay. Don't worry about it. But The running. Alexa, stop.
She's gonna haunt you tonight.
Mhm.
Yes.
All night long. I got the male voice, so I don't hear
Alexis, play 70s music.
Linda is the example of, have you seen that Saturday Night Live where they're like, Allegra,
Yeah, I saw that.
Alexandra.
Yep. Oh my gosh, that's so good.
I
Boogie
forgot
Nights,
about that
if
one.
we can do call-ins. Boogie Nights, we normally do live shows on Monday nights at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern, and it streams live on YouTube. You can go to clearproptv.com, and that's a good way of seeing the live show. And you can go to iflyparamotors.com and just look for the live stream, and you can go to the super chat. You can talk with us. You can ask questions. You can join us on the show if you want to, because sometimes on after shows we open it up, and you can actually join us if you want to. So
There you go. Very cool.
word. Excellent. Love it. This is so great. All right, it's past 9 o'clock. It's past my bedtime. I'm PPG grandpa. I'm a grandpa. That means that I go to bed at 9 o'clock. Hey, that's just what happens.
I got to put the screen away while it's still standing. 'Cause here
Oh,
she
I
comes
was
again.
muted like a dummy. I was
What's
saying
that?
I was talking muted like a dummy. I was saying I need to go.
All
Good
right,
night,
well,
everybody. We'll see y'all next week.
absolutely. We need to go. Bye, everybody. It's time to go. We're all
Bye.
grandpas. All right, y'all have a good one. Fly safe, and we'll see you next week. Tomorrow, don't forget to go over to ppgshane.com and check that out. On Wednesday, go over to paramotorgirl.com. Thursday, go over to paraglidingtalk.com. Wednesday, go to paramotordude.com. So many .coms. Have a wonderful evening, and we'll catch you tomorrow at ppgshane.com. Good night,
Much
and we'll see
love.
you later. Fly safe. Love it. Bye.